In this lesson, we learn about another way to insert specific names of the columns and thus insert values for only some of the columns, or in different orders. Let's see. We have insert into order details. Now, we know that in the table, the order is order ID, product ID, unit price, quantity, and discount. We can, if we want, to enter only part of the values or in other order. Start with discount. We can start with discount, enter 0.2, after that quantity in the opposite order, 20, and then unit price, product ID, and order ID. So we can see that we can enter values in the opposite order, and still in the table there will be okay. Important note here that when the value of specific column is unknown, we can add null or default or ignore this column. What it means, if we enter the columns and we don't know a value of a certain column, so we can not write this column or write this column and enter null or default. It's the same. Let's see it in the SQL Server. Here we have the query that we want to insert into the table order details. Let's see the data in the order table. So we have select asterisk from the order details. Let's run this. We see the data. And now we want only where the order ID is 10,250. We have 3 rows, product ID 41, 51, and 65. Now what we want to add is another row of values with a new product ID 12, but we insert it in a different order from the discount, quantity, unit price, product ID, order ID, as you see here, from the last column to the first column. So let's write it, insert into the order ID table, order detail table, and what we want is the opposite order. So we start with discount, then we want quantity, then we want unit price, after that product ID, and order ID. And we need to insert the values, and the values will be these values. Let's copy it. We want discount of 0.2, we want quantity 20, unit price 10.30, then product ID 12, and to insert it to the order ID 10,250. Let's run this. One row affected, and if we run this row, we have another row of product ID 12 and all the values.